All right, guys, welcome back to episode 2. The first episode was so good, so we had to bring back
Giovanna Chenoweth with Realty of America.
And today we're going to be going over what has happened in the past couple months since we were last on our podcast. We'll be talking a little bit about real estate and just diving into our lives a little bit. And hope you guys enjoy this one.
Yeah, so let's get started. Justin, what is new? What is going on? I know from the last episode, we talked about real stories, real growth. I want to get to know a little bit more about where we left off behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Tell us what's new.
Yeah, I think since we had our last episode in February, it was like a big switch for me because that was like when I had just recently gone into being full-time.
Oh,
right?
You're right. I remember now.
Yeah. So it was me learning a lot about like, how can I really make this work and just dial in now that I have all this extra time taking away my part-time job. Like, what can I do to make this business work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing that I was figuring out from then until now. And I can say we've closed multiple deals since then, quite a few. So I'm grateful for that. We also had a lot of personal growth. I'm planning to propose tomorrow.
I know, I'm so excited for her.
Yeah, I can't wait. By the time this video comes out, we'll be engaged already, right?
Yeah.
But
Oh.
but I think this is going to be pretty, it's just pretty cool to just see that growth, right? Like from just a couple months ago to now, like we're doing our business and, now going to propose. Like just a lot of things are changing for the best way possible. So
that's awesome. I think, well, first off, congratulations. You're going to propose tomorrow, which is so exciting. It's a new chapter about to be unlocked.
Yeah.
So very lucky lady. I'm so happy for you guys. But I also saw you're training for an Ironman.
Yeah.
What is that about? Why?
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot mixed into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes hand in hand with like building a business, because when you're training for an Ironman, you cannot slip up. Like you can't say no. You have to show up 6 to 7 days a week at the gym.
Yeah.
Right. And then what do you have to do for your business? You got to show up every single day, even when you don't want to, So when I started training for this Ironman, it was just so powerful. At first I was like, oh my God, like this is like tough. But if I teach my mind to have this discipline consistently, the same thing's going to transpire into my business. And I've seen that happen. Like I wouldn't say immediately, but within a couple weeks, I was doing more of the business activities and income producing activities once I started training. And like that switch happened like that. Yeah. So I think it goes hand in hand with the business. And I want to prove to myself that I can like absolutely do the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I do agree with you because I still am in the gym, but before I was very into weightlifting.
Yeah.
I was like a fanatic. I was trying to go like be an IFBB pro athlete, start bodybuilding. I don't know, not a lot of people know this brand, but Dark Sport.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew them since before they blew up, literally. So I started weightlifting during COVID, and I just went into it full time. Literally, I was in the gym every day. Yeah. And that helped me become a better agent. That was when I was in college. I got my degree in business, and then I got my certificate to be a realtor, my license, and it was just go mode, right? You're constantly like making sure you're eating, making sure you're drinking your water, showing up, right? It was for me the same thing. It's like, let's show up. If we can't show up to the gym, how are we going to show up for our clients, right? 100%. It's something very simple, but it's all about habits. Yeah. So makes sense. But
small things that add up, right? Because if you want to be an IFBB pro, if I said that right,
IFBB pro.
Yes.
Yeah.
It comes down to like the very fine detail of like what you're eating, right? What you're hitting on a daily basis as far as workouts go.
Yes.
And then transpires into the business, right? Like the fine details.
Literally. And then on the topic of like what we do, I like to say what we do is kind of manifesting the life in the future, right? So what we do today will determine how we live tomorrow and onward, right? These habits build up. That is when I met Dan Ibrahim from Dark Sport. He's a sponsored athlete. He is on the way to be a Mr. Olympia. I got the chance to train with him. Wow. He was my personal trainer for, I want to say like 6-7 months. I met him, and I actually met him for my birthday one year. So I even got to get advice off him, right? I was like, oh my God, this brand that I not grew up watching, but kind of saw grow with me as I pursued my health journey. Yeah. I got to meet somebody that works hand in hand with the company, with the creator. So it was really awesome. It gave me more inspiration to like keep going.
Yeah.
And I was on the right path because he started from nothing. He's very transparent, just your average guy who, like us, had the idea, why not?
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
And he might be the next Seba.
Yeah,
So,
for real. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's so cool that you like ran into someone of that level, right? But then also you asked questions, you met with him and got closer, and you understand his backstory. I feel like sometimes people can get very intimidated by people who are at a certain level, but I think it just takes just have the courage just to ask people questions. Like you never know.
Literally.
Right?
And it's interesting you say that because something just popped in my head. I was watching a reel and it was actually Kevin Hart talking on the Rogan show.
Okay.
The Seth Rogen? Is that what it's called?
Joe. Maybe.
Joe. Okay.
Joe Rogan.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Joe Rogan show. He was telling him, Kevin Hart was telling him that he was in a room full of the highest celebrities, like most richest people on the planet, and he ran into Jeff Bezos. Now, people like us think that Kevin Hart knows Jeff Bezos like that, right?
Yeah.
But he was telling Joe that everybody was very intimidated to speak to that man. And Kevin Hart was like, why are you scared? I want to know how that man made money. He was very blunt about it. He's like, how F did he make Amazon? Right? He was just so straight up. And he was like, I'm going to go talk to him. He was telling his friends and all his friends, mind you, these are like rich celebrities. Nah, don't embarrass us. Like, why don't approach that guy. Like, just let him do his business. Let him do his thing. He's like, why are you embarrassed? He's like, this is why people don't grow. Because we're scared. And he's like, you're embarrassed of what? Right? Everybody has the opportunity to ask, to be curious, but fear tends to be the biggest downfall for the majority. So he got up and he went and asked Jeff, hey Jeff, nice to meet you. I'm Kevin Hart. This is my wife, Ainiko. I would love to have dinner with you one day and just talk. He didn't say anything about like, how'd you do it, right? It was more so to get that introduction and now you know someone. Right? That now owes you a dinner or is in the back of the brain like, oh, I think Kevin Hart, something, right? His name is now in his brain
100%.
of someone up here and you're trying to grow, right? So just, again, it boils down to who we surround ourselves with, having the courage and overcoming fear is how everybody grows.
And just going right after it. Yeah. I love that story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, fill us in the past couple months for you.
Yes. So we're actually an InfoBip, so I want to point that out. InfoBip is the corporate company that I work for. I'm a finance assistant, currently developing different areas within the company. I'm not just finance, I'm travel, office administrator. I work in a lot of different departments because it's an up-and-coming company in the tech industry. I don't know if people know this, but InfoBip merged with a lot of tech companies in Seattle, now in Chicago. They're going to boom and become a public company soon.
Cool. So
that being said, I'm now full-time corporate while helping my clients in real estate. And that actually helped me buy my first property, my first investment property. So we got that under the belt.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was representing myself as the buyer and I was also my own agent. So knowing already how this goes, right? The showings, the inspection, the appraisal, the lending. It was interesting to see how these transactions go being in the shoes of a buyer. First time buyer, mind you. So I'll be blunt. I'm 24 years old. I got my license to learn about this business, to know how to end up buying. Like my goal was to buy something before 21. I'm 24 now, but I'm at a point now where I know what I'm doing and I was able to secure a really great deal and experience, right? Time and experience. I don't put a rush on my timeline, but I'm now a homeowner and full-time corporate. I'm in real estate, hustling, trying to provide educational content for my clients, for my friends, for my family. And I believe in the last episode, we talked about a farm transaction.
Correct.
Those clients are actually my parents.
It's amazing.
So they bought those 10 acres of farmland and made the barn, I think I said in the last episode, into their fabrication shop. Now I think they're transitioning into a pet farm. They have 4 goats, like 50 chickens, 2 birds, 3 dogs.
That's
2 ducks?
wild.
Yeah. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they're contractors, right?
Yeah.
They do countertops and cabinets. So all of my investor clients, they have their go-to, right, for that. But I think just those are the 3 main like news life updates going on right now.
That's amazing. I mean, first of all, your parents like owning a farm and then scaling it to having all those, you know, pets and animals. That's awesome, first of all. Number 2, congrats on your closing for your property.
Thank you.
I think that's amazing. You said something very important about actually being in the shoes of a first-time homebuyer, right?
Yes.
What does that feel like? You know, because although we're in the business, we both were first-time homebuyers at one point. You recently.
Yes.
So what does that feel like to be in those shoes?
Honestly, I was ready. I'll be transparent in how this works, right? For a person, any person to get pre-approved, you need 2 years of consistent employment, correct?
Correct.
I was either always part-time in an office gig because I was always doing real estate first.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many savings I had. What mattered was the consistent employment.
Correct.
And that's what I was missing. So finally went full-time corporate in January of 2026. By February, I was pre-approved because sometimes you just need that job employment letter.
Yeah.
To say Giovanna makes $80,000 a year, and then the bank will approve you, right?
Yeah,
for a certain amount.
Letter,
yeah. So as soon as I got that letter, I was like, let's go. But I was motivated. I was ready. Like, I already knew what I wanted. I saw in my head what I envisioned location-wise. I had the sources to fix whatever needed to be fixed, right? I know, like going back to the question, I think the first struggle, the first headache is the pre-approval, right? The numbers, the financing. And once I got over that hurdle and I was able to show that I had the consistent employment, I found the condo in winter. It was still cold outside, March. It was freezing. I don't know why, but I fell in love with this place in Oak Park, downtown Oak Park. I don't know if you've been to, you've been to downtown Oak Park.
Yeah.
Your favorite place is Tacos del Tío?
Yes, that's the spot.
Yeah, it's very good actually. So I wanted to be in the city. I wanted to be in the city life. I wanted to be where my job was. I wanted to be in an environment that was full of people, right? I like to be social. My job has me talking to people on daily, right? So I wanted something that worked with my lifestyle, right? Yeah. And downtown Oak Park, it was. The inspection was iffy. You know, once we went under contract, they accepted my offer. A lot of red flags. There was active water moisture in all the walls, in the bedroom and the bathroom. Yeah. Mind you, it's the garden unit, so that's expected, but the inspector that I hired, Rodrigo from Alpha Home Inspections, did a phenomenal job telling me what was wrong and what I needed to ask credit for, right? In addition to that, the AC units were from 1875. Back from who knows when. They were rusted, brown boxes. Yeah. He's like, you do not want to turn those on, they might explode. He was kidding, right? But he's like, definitely ask for some money to get those replaced, right? I'm like, great. So I asked the listing agent, mind you, I'm representing myself, but I'm the buyer. So I was like, hey, Pete, I won't use his real name. I need $3,000 to fix blah, blah, blah. He said, my seller respectfully declines.
Oh my god.
That's all he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I did the dirty work, right? I went back to see when the previous seller bought it, what kind of upgrades they actually did to it. So after doing the homework, and this is something not everybody knows, so I'm going to put you in a little secret. I can go back to see who bought it, who bought the condo originally, for how much, at what timeline, and I'll see all the photos from the before and after. They bought that condo for $80,000 in 2022. Mm-hmm. For 3 years later, in 2026, they sold it for $173,000. So they pocketed nearly, $90K?
Yeah, just about.
$90K, and they didn't want to give me a fair amount. They didn't even want to negotiate a fair amount to replace what needed to be replaced. Correct. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth. I was this close to being like, you know what? Put it back on the market.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're not being realistic. And one thing for me is I literally told the listing agent, I'm not even asking for something that is wild or like crazy. I'm asking to be fair.
Yeah.
And if you cannot even meet me halfway, then this is not the condo for me, right?
Correct.
And took a long time to get back to me. And then finally we settled on $2,000.
Nice.
So I had a $2,000 credit to replace the AC units. I got the contractor that I know of. He's helped my parents a lot throughout all their flips. Got him in there, started doing the work, finds out like not just one wall was full of mold, it was like everywhere. Like he ripped out all the drywall, and it was just more money out of pocket for me, right? So mind you, I'm an independent woman. This is all coming out of my pocket.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My mom and dad are not helping me, so, and that's good, right? I wanted to know how it felt to start from here and actually get up here, because that builds character, that builds trust, that builds a reputation, you know, and a very understanding professional that you can trust.
Yeah.
So that's still happening right now. My condo's still under construction. We got through the hurdles. You know, he's almost done. I think by July, like the last week of July, he'll be out of there. But just all the little details that I didn't really think until you're in it, like the light fixtures, right? What light looks good there? What contrast wall looks good there? Do I want everything white? It's gonna look like a prison cell.
Yeah, more things start to pop up as you go through it.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like all those HGTV shows. It's like, dang, now I really get it, right? And this is just like the beginning. You know, it's 100%. A baby condo.
I like that you brought that up though with HGTV, because that's what people see. They see like, oh, we're gonna go remodel this, but they don't see all the behind, the negotiating for these credits, tearing down. They don't see all that stuff, right? The stuff you actually went through as a buyer.
Yeah.
So that's. Yeah, you went through the full motions of becoming a first-time buyer. And for anyone watching out there, you guys are looking to buy, like, this is what reality is, right? It's not the HGTV. Like, you don't get a cameraman and just look at all these, like, Reno properties. Got Bobby in the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, so I think that's cool. I love that we get to share that with, you know, the audience. And
you know, and that's one of the biggest things for me, is that I've been wanting to share that with my followers on Instagram, on Facebook. It's like, hey, I'm just like you, right? I started not knowing what the heck I'm doing. I got my license literally to learn how to buy something, because I knew long term I wanted to get the heck out of my parents' house, right? Who was going to help me? All I knew is that I needed to help myself, because no one in my family was in that mindset of like, I'll show you, right? It's everybody's kind of to themselves, especially like in I hate to say it, but in Hispanic culture, Mexican culture, everybody's kind of like to themselves. They don't really want to help sometimes their own people. So just gotta hustle and learn and figure it out. Like my mom always says, you know, just figure it out.
Just figure it out.
I figured it out. You know, I'm still figuring it out. That's life.
Literally.
So that's where I'm at, and thankfully they'll be doing my countertops. For my,
nice.
For my kitchen, I get the discount, right? But it's like who you know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's who
At least
know.
It's your parents.
Yeah,
you know?
And I know they do a great job, A+ effort, like all around. So that's why my investor clients is kind of like a 2-in-1. Like, oh, I get to list your flip, but I also have the plug to get the discounted countertops and the cabinets, but also bring you quality work.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
That's awesome. What does the like after repair value look like for your condo after you guys do that?
So right now I bought it at $173,000. I want to stay in there max 2 years. Really depends for me on the market and if it makes sense on the timeline. But I'm looking at selling it at around 220, 230 in 2 or 3 years.
There you go.
So
what are
regardless,
what are you gonna do with the equity?
Buy a bigger one.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally buy a bigger one. And I think I said this on the first post that I made when I closed. It's like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
You just need that one to get your feet wet and know what to expect in the next one. Now you know what to do with all that money, right? You're not just going to go waste it all on a new car. You're not going to go waste it all on like makeup and girl things. Like girls are expensive.
I know.
So it's tempting, right? But it's like I have a mission, and I know by the time I'm 30, I don't want to be working corporate. You know, it's like I want to use real estate working for me. And that's why I want to show people that, like, I'm not just trying to sell you on a house. This is like your retirement, right? And if I can get you to that finish line, That's all you need, right?
100%. Yeah.
But
You're using leverage. That's what it is.
yeah.
And you're doing it the right way and taking it down the right path, right? I
Mhm.
mean, everyone has their own path of like using real estate and leveraging it.
Yeah.
But that's the part that a lot of buyers or people looking to buy don't understand. Because like just because you buy this doesn't mean it's like you're gonna be here forever, right?
Exactly.
Like, learn how to leverage it.
You're not stuck, you know. And on that topic, it just gave me like a flashback. We made a reel, right, about the new homegrown grant.
Correct.
That the city of Chicago released. It was like up to $70,000.
Yeah.
To buy a home for free, right?
Correct.
And how do you think that went with your clients? The whole grant.
Yeah.
Being out, were there people actually jumping on it? Were people afraid? Because that's why we made the reel, right? Like, to get people informed.
100%. I think initial reaction was like, let me get that money. You know, like
yeah.
you want, you know, you hear $70,000, of course you're gonna jump on the opportunity, right? But every program that comes out comes with very specific requirements, right?
Yes.
And so unfortunately, the clients that I had didn't qualify for this program. And and that's just the reality of it, right? And like that's what happens sometimes. These programs come out and there's very specific requirements. Some of them meet them, some of them don't, right? With this program, I think it's really cool. I think it's an opportunity for buyers who don't have a lot of cash saved up get into the market. But yeah, with my buyers, unfortunately, they didn't qualify for the program.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, things happen, but we have other programs that we got them into. You know, so that's very important. I had a client actually reach out about this 70K, and they put an application. We realized that they wouldn't qualify for this specific program, but we switched them into the IDA program.
Okay.
And right, so now they're still getting like 15K in down payment assistance. So
perfect.
That's powerful because a lot of people will think like, oh, I don't qualify for this. I can't qualify for anything.
Yes.
Like, no, there's routes.
I hate that mindset.
Yeah.
I don't want to say hate. I dislike that mindset.
Correct. But it takes the right person to offer it, right? Because you can have somebody be like, oh, I don't qualify for this. I'm just going to move on, right? Or you can have the right, you know, salesperson or, you know, lender or realtor. I want to say salesperson, like realtor or lender on your side and say, hey, let's explore other options. Like this is not just the end of the road, right? So that's what we did with those clients.
That's good. That's really good to hear because that to me, from a realtor perspective, tells me that that client was motivated, right? They were like, hey, Justin, we didn't even for them to be curious about it and ask you about it, it says a lot already from the beginning. It's like, you know who's serious and you know who's not, right? Yeah. And they're open-minded to hearing what else is out there because I really want this to work.
Correct.
You know, when that grant came out, I've had people or clients be in the middle of a transaction. We were set to close. Out of the blue says, oh, I heard about the grant. I'm applying for it today. And we're not closing until I get the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind you, with this grant, you have to take classes online, right?
Correct. Yeah.
You can't owe a ticket to the city of Chicago, like a parking ticket or anything like that.
Correct.
And it could take anywhere from a month to 2 months to find out if you even get a certain amount of money to like go towards your closing. Yeah. Right? So some people don't qualify from the get-go. Some barely hear about it in the middle of you're about to close, and then it's messy, right?
It's very messy.
But no, yeah, that's good to hear. The IDA. I want to ask you about the IDA. So, because I have a client right now named William. He is trying to qualify for IDA assistance, but his credit score is just not quite there. So explain, because I know some people are like, what the heck is IDA, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What is IDA? Do you have to, it's a grant or is it a program? Explain to us.
I would say it's a down payment assistance. It's not a grant.
Okay.
Because, well, they have one program that's forgivable, which is their $6,000 program. But IDA is Illinois Housing Department Association, right? So what they do is they offer assistance to all Illinois homebuyers. Their minimum qualifying score is 640, right?
640 credit score?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So in order to receive this assistance, you have to have a minimum 640 score.
Okay.
Now they have 4 different programs that you can get into. They have their $6,000 forgivable option, which is forgiven after 10 years. Then they have the $7,500 deferred option, which is deferred whenever you sell, refinance, or a 30-year term is up. And then they have the $10,000 repayable option, which you'll repay every single month for $83.33 for 10 years. Or there's a $15,000 deferred option where that's the same thing as a $7,500, where you'll have to pay that back whenever you sell, refinance, or the 30-year term is up.
That one is called again what?
The last one?
Yeah.
That's Ida Home Access. So that's a newer one
Yeah.
that they released in March.
Okay, and that also requires a 640 credit score?
640 credit score, but the income limit's a little bit lower. So with this Home Access, you can't make more than 120K.
Okay.
For the other three, the first three that I mentioned, you can't make more than 143,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it, whenever we explain these opportunities, right, for clients that are looking to buy, it's like long term, you're building equity and you pay that off anyway when you decide to sell, right? And I think I reposted this reel on Instagram too. It's like real estate will never depreciate. They're not making any more land, right? They're not making any more of it ever. You know, what we have is what we get. And if you're not like on it to pick something up off like what we have available in the market, it's like you're losing out.
Yeah.
Because it'll pay you back regardless. Like me, like why did I buy a condo? Not to waste money, not to just move out of my parents' house, but because to get that return after the fact.
Yeah.
And it's beneficial. I mean, here in InfoBiff, I remember clocking out and I ran into our landlord for the building, the only building here in the West Loop.
Nice.
Tyler. And he's like, "You're leaving?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm headed out." He's like, "You driving?" I'm like, "Nope, taking the metro." He's like, "Oh, nice." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you have a long ride?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "I'm actually going to go check up on my condo." He's like, "You have a condo?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just bought it." He's like, "You did?" He's like, "I need a condo."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, really?" I was like, "Wait, I kind of forgot." I'm like, "Wait, I'm a realtor."
Yeah, I can help you.
I was like, "Tyler, here's my card."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's so funny." But it was just such an organic conversation.
Right.
That's how I know, like, I'm not really out here getting people. It's like, I have the experience, I'm in it, but I'm not out there purposefully like, who can I sell, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's like, I'm living this life. Oh, you need something? Bet, I got you, right? And I gave him my card. He sent me an email. You and I met with him at Realty of America in Berwyn, our headquarters office. We gave him a buyer's consultation. He's not 30 yet. I don't want to say his age because, you know, it's just too much information, right? Yeah, we won't. But he hasn't bought. He'll be a first-time home buyer. Phenomenal credit score. I remember.
Yeah.
Phenomenal credit score. Has a full-time job. It's just he hasn't bought, you know. And he's at the time. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's time for me to actually get my place. You know, I've been renting, 100%. But it's time. You know." So yeah, we met up with him. He's prepared. You gave him a great presentation about his options, and now he's just waiting for his lease term to end. He's gonna start home buying. He's gonna start home searching.
Home search. Yeah. I think that's awesome because that goes back to a couple of things, right? Is when we talked about earlier in this episode, courage. Just talk to somebody, right? You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know,
interaction, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's like super cool that a mini conversation, you know, from someone you saw after work turn into a buyer's consultation, which is gonna turn into a transaction and probably like a client/friend for life.
Exactly.
You know? Yes. From one small conversation. So.
Super easygoing guy, you know. But
no, it was great, and that reminds me of something too. I was at Home Depot. Something similar happened.
Tell me.
I'm trying to buy a grill. I'm trying to buy a grill, and it's hilarious. And they're taking forever to find this grill. And finally, some guy comes over and he helps me out. He's like, "Hey, dude, like, there's actually one outside, pre-built. You can just take it with you." I'm like, "Dude, you're my savior. I've been here for like 40 minutes, right?" So cut the story short, we're talking. He's like, "Man, you're a cool dude." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you too." He's like, "Man, you know, I've been looking to buy a house. Do you know anybody?" Like, I'm like, "Bruh." Yeah, just came to me right at my feet, you know? Dude, I swear that happened.
But again, what we do manifests our life.
Yeah.
Like, opportunities find us in the most knowing ways. Like, they're just so random. Yeah. You can't see them coming. They kind of just, that's why we hustle, right? We're in this not knowing when, but they will come.
100%.
You know, an opportunity for us to help another person. And literally like that, I was at a Sox game like last month. Something very super similar. I was in the elevator, got down from the suite, and a random couple asked me to take a picture of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, take the picture. And then I was with another realtor from Realty of America, Giovanni. I'm Giovanna, and his name is Giovanni. They're like, "Hey, thanks so much. What's your name?" I'm like, "I'm Giovanna." And then they were like, "What's your name?" Like, "I'm Giovanni." And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Giovanna and Giovanni. That's so funny."
Yeah.
And then we both went down the elevator after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, "Yeah." Giovanni asked him, "What do you guys do for work?" Blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as we were about to leave, and I was like, "Oh, by the way, we're realtors."
Oh, really?
And they stopped. They turned back. They're like, "Wait, you guys are realtors?" And I was like, "Oh, they're for real."
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were leaving. They're like, "We need a house."
Yeah.
And they were like, "We just moved here from like Texas, I think they said." They're like, "What's your Instagram?" Gave me her phone. They're like, add me your Instagram." And I was like that easy. Wow. They're like, "We're gonna call you guys when we're ready. We're still unpacking our boxes into our rental.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need to buy soon." So
look at that.
That was crazy to me because I remember just like having a good time, just randomly said, "By the way, we're realtors," and then they're like, "Really?"
It's wild.
You
like,
know,
anybody, like, there's a lot of people out here that want to buy, they just don't know, they're scared to ask.
yes.
So like vice versa, we kind of have to like turn the tables and like just make it be known, you know, outside of social media.
Yes. And then on that topic, I'm like thinking in my head, that's exactly why we did the online home buying webinar.
Exactly.
In May with our friend Leslie, who is also a realtor with Realty of America.
Yeah.
We did that. How do you think? I want to turn the mic over to you. Like, what was your experience with our online webinar? Because I know for me it was my first one, and I told you my mission was to go out there and just see who signs up and give them literally the blueprint of what it means to buy and rent. It wasn't just buying.
Yeah. I think I think the webinar went very well because webinars are not necessarily meant to just convert immediately.
Exactly.
They're about planting seeds and then reaching an audience and actually getting their attention. So I think we did exactly that. We presented very well, in the order that we did. We had Leslie, we had Hugo, and then I explained the financing at the end. I think it really brought people together that were attending there, and they were asking questions, right?
Yeah.
They were getting involved.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
when you can have an audience like start asking questions, that means they were engaged, right?
Yeah.
They're interested. So I think we did really well.
I agree. For that being our first one as a team together, I was very surprised that when our Google Meet call got cut short, everybody logged back in to finish hearing what you had to say.
Yeah.
So to me, that showed like initiative. I'm like, oh snap, they actually want to keep hearing us talk.
Yeah, because are you ever in a webinar and like it cuts off? You're like, thank God I'm out.
Literally.
That happens.
Like the work Zoom. Oh, my internet's bad.
Yeah, literally. But they were like, how do I get back in? They got on and quick.
That to me was like, that meant a lot to me because I was like, wow, people actually are here to listen to us. Like we have a impact. So that was cool. But I know aside from that, after May, I was like, what else can I do to create a community, right?
Yeah.
And that's when me and Leslie were like, we need to be like not just realtors, because we like to go out, we like to explore the city, we like to drink coffee. Leslie was like, coffee meetings.
Yeah.
She's like, but all females,
Yeah.
Because in real estate, you could see a lot of male domination. She was like, let's just do an all girls thing, you know, and teach and educate and empower other females that like, hey, we buy properties, but we're also corporate. Leslie works corporate. She works like 5-10 minutes down the street walking for me.
Does she?
Yeah. So we're like, we can do it all. There's moms out there. There are moms out there juggling so many different roles. There's 20-year-olds juggling so many different roles. Like, we're all in the same atmosphere. Let's bring us all together and grow, right? Whether that be to make new friends, to like vent, find support, advice. It's like, who do you have when you're like stuck at home, not knowing who to talk to, right?
Yeah.
So we got that going. So that was really cool. That's
awesome. How'd it go?
Honestly, the first meetup at Vigo Coffee in Oak Park, it went great. Like, better than I expected.
Yeah.
We tried all different type of ways to get the message out there. Like, hey, these tickets are free. Come and grab them. And just show up,
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. Show up in your joggers, like, however you want. I was like, guys, we got to be consistent on content. Like, you're in the car, make a video. Like, hey, this Friday or this Saturday, we have this going on. Come, your friends, tell your friends, tell your family. The night before on Friday, our event was on a Saturday. Leslie and Alexandra, who is a female lender with Fairway Fairway. She's gonna hate me for not remembering, but Fairway, because Fairway and Neighborhood Loans are both green.
Yeah.
So I get confused.
Yeah.
But she joined us last minute. I hadn't met her. I met her that day. Literally like a day or a week before. I was like, Alexandra, I'm Giovanna. Join us.
Yeah.
You know, you're really strong. You have a very strong female presence, and I'd love to have you. Helped us out. Little did we know, my high school friends that came knew her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah. So I was like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Small world.
Yeah.
But I'm like, again, this is why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, this is, you never know, right? And then ironically or randomly, there was this lady with her baby and her husband. I'm like, what are you guys doing? She was just a customer at the coffee shop. She's like, what's going on? And then Leslie started talking to her, like, oh, we just wanted to do like a quick, like a pop-up, right? Of like just coffee and hanging out. Like, for what?
Yeah.
And you're like, just to hang out, you know, get to know new people, network. She was like, wow. I was curious. I didn't want to intrude, but I just moved here from Seattle. And I've been having a problem making new friends. She's like, I'm a mom. I just had my baby.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Chicago. Then I heard about Oak Park. I love this area. It's like, it reminds me of home.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ironically, I'm just sitting here and I just run into you guys.
Right.
So it's like perfect timing, right? It's like, boom. She gave us her Instagram. She's in government. She's in law. So she worked a lot with the government. I forgot what part or like with who, but she was a very smart lady. So
yeah.
Another connection.
100%.
You know, and she's like, let me know when the next one is and I'm going to go.
I think the most powerful aspect of all of that, and it's that you guys met people where they are, right? When you can meet people where they are, you're taking away that fear and anxiety, right? Because people don't want to meet us in a profession like this, right? It's too scary to approach somebody who's in this business sometimes and ask them the right questions or just get to know them. Yeah. So you flip the script and you met them where they are. I think that's amazing. And I think in general, just an aspect of life, if you can meet people where they are, right, you can get closer with a lot more people. And like, this is just even outside of real estate, right? Like, if you have a friendship, if you're just waiting for people to come to you, like, it's just never gonna happen, right?
Never.
Sometimes you got to see people where they are.
Yeah.
But you applied that in both worlds, so I think that's awesome. That was very powerful.
Thank you. Yeah. And then in addition to that lady, we had an art show that I had nothing to do with. It was just like, ironically, we had an art show happening the same day we had our event at Vigo. Oh. And the art guy, his partner's sister is the mayor of Oak Park. So I was like, what? Because he was showing us all his paintings from Portugal, Lisbon, India, like all these hand-painted, crafted pieces of art. And then I got him talking. I'm like, so how did you get here? Like, what's your journey, right? How'd you end up at Vigo, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my husband, he did real estate in Oak Park for 30 years or 50 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? What's his name? How do I not know him, right? Because I just moved to Oak Park. I'm a realtor. It's like, who is he? And then he's like, oh, so-and-so. His sister is the mayor. And I was like, get out of town. I was like, I've been wanting to, like, I have a lot of things I want to do with my life, but I wanted to come up with a club, like a no littering club in the city.
Okay. Because
I hate seeing garbage, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it gives me the ick.
And in downtown Oak Park, there's a lot of
Oh my God. Yeah. Like, I'll be on the expressway and somebody just rolls down their window and throws out like a whole smoothie. Yeah. I'm like, dude. Mm-hmm. So
I feel you.
I was like, now that I have my established neighborhood, my established little town, it's like, how can I give back? Yeah. And like get exposure, build community. But for the better, you know?
For sure.
And I was like, you know the mayor. Like,
100%.
Let's have dinner.
Bring her. Did the Kevin Hart thing?
I gave him that Kevin Hart line.
That's
He's
fire.
like, yeah, give me your Instagram. Boom.
Dude, that's amazing.
Got another one.
Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Mind you, I didn't go into this thinking I was going to get all this, like all these like contacts, you know?
Of course not. Yeah.
It's just all natural. But again, what we work towards manifests itself. Mm-hmm. But that's me. I want to give you a question that I've been thinking about. It's like, we have all this knowledge. We have all this experience. We have all these stories, right? Real life stories. It's like, what is your value proposition? What do you bring to the table when I'm like, Justin, take care of Mrs. Baker?
Yeah.
How do I know Mrs. Baker is going to be in good hands?
For sure. Yeah. So my value proposition for my business, at least, I kind of break it into two sections and it like coincides into one. So first and foremost, I believe that taking care of my clients and making sure that they're making the best decision of their life, best financial decision, right? Because when they come to me, they're expecting guidance and support, and they might not know what's going on. So my goal, I tell them all the time, is I want to make sure I'm helping you make the best financial decision of your life. So I always tell them that. So that's one. And then number two, I would say, is protecting my partner's reputation. So that'd be you in this case, right?
Yeah.
If you send me Miss Baker, you're trusting me to take care of her and make sure she gets the best service possible, which then coincides back to you, right? Because they're going to go back and be like, Giovanna, you gave me a really great referral. Thank you. I trust you. I'm going to send you more people.
Yes.
So my goal is to protect your reputation so that you can get more business and we can grow together.
Exactly.
So I would say those are my two that coincide together.
Perfect. Music to my ears.
Yeah, right.
No, that's great. No, I like asking people I work with that because it's very iffy. Before I met you, I've had experiences where, like my parents, for example, I was like, I know who you need to use as your lender.
Yeah.
Triple contingency. And we went over this on episode 1. If you don't remember, go back and watch episode 1 so you know what the heck we're talking about in episode 2. But a triple contingency, long story short, the lender, my parents were asking very, very like fair questions. Like, what does appraisal mean? Why do I need to pay this? And all that. He was just sending them like thumbs ups, like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Wasn't answering the phone calls. It was like so embarrassing because I was still new to the business. Mind you, I had already closed clients, but you know how parents are?
Yeah,
They're like, you're new, like, you're young, like, we don't really trust you yet, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I took offense because I was like, I've closed so many crazy deals, like, that's whatever, right?
Let me just take care of this.
Like, trust me, come on. But regardless what the lender did, even though we almost didn't close, I made sure we closed. One thing, like, in return to your question is, like, if you give me a referral in return, best believe I'm going to handle it to the point where, like, if I need to go pick up their boxes to help them move out, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it goes both ways. We cannot close without the lender, mainly because we can't even begin looking at houses without a lender's pre-approval, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And after that, you got the inspector, the appraisal, which goes back to you. It's just full circle, you know? Everybody needs each other to stay accountable and show up.
Yeah.
Because I know they don't know this, but the first episode, he was very sick.
Oh my God.
You
I
were
was
so
dying.
sick.
I had I literally walked in with like 100-degree fever.
Yes.
I was like sweating so bad. But
I'm
not sick this time.
Okay, yeah, he came in like blue, guys. Like, luckily the lighting helped him, but
I was dying.
But he didn't bring water. Like,
no, oh my God, then my mouth was so parched.
Super dehydrated, sweating. I was like, Justin, like, I know we're here. I'm happy you showed up, and I respect you, but you don't look good, bro.
I know. I was like, I know.
And then I pulled out a water bottle, and I'm like drinking. I'm like, fuck. Do you want it? Oh my God, I just cussed. My bad, guys. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, see, respect. He showed up, and regardless if he was sick, I mean, obviously health first, but he made it happen, and I respect that a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now we're here again for episode 2.
Yes.
On a Friday.
To turn that back to you, what would you say is your value proposition?
My value proposition, to me, I thought about this hard because it's like, what value do I bring that isn't cliche, that isn't already like said multiple times? For me, it's care. And when I say care, I bring it back to my current client. When I get the referral, best believe those clients will be taken care of, not even in sense of I'm going to give them a good buyer's presentation. They're going to be informed. Obviously, those are standards for me.
Yeah.
They shouldn't leave that office room without leaving empowered, being like, I learned something today. Like, I got this.
Yeah.
And that really showed up when I gave my client William a buyer's consultation. This man is almost, I want to say 45, 50, has been renting his whole life, found me on Facebook, and I gave him his consultation. Never met me up until the consultation. And we wrapped up, and he's like, he clapped his hands like, you you're the dream team. He's like, you're going to help me get a home.
Yeah.
He's like, I can tell you care about what you do.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so excited. I already know I'm in good hands. I'm going to work on all the debt that I have to owe so I can get pre-approved.
Yeah.
He had like a 500 something credit score. He needs a 640 to qualify for IDA down payment assistance.
Correct.
Like, I'm going to buy a house this year.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not even going to tell my landlord. I was like, oh my God. But it's like, for me, that really gave me a core memory, because I was like, finally, somebody sees that, like, I really care, you know? And after that happened, he sent me like a 5-minute audio message. Like, your words meant more than you know. Like, I'm working very hard. I'm making sure I get everything you need to give it to the lender to make sure I can qualify by July. You know, so that's one thing. I think for me, my value proposition is bringing care and confidence that the job is going to get done. Maybe not in 2 months, 3 months, but it's going to close. Yeah. And the client is going to be satisfied, you know? So that is what I guarantee.
100%. I love that. That's awesome. I think showing clients that you care and that you have confidence separates you a lot from a bunch of people, right? Yeah. Because some people are so focused on like the money aspect of it. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that comes with like any job that you do, you're gonna make money, right? But it's like, you gotta have some sort of like self-standard and care when you go into these transactions. So I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah. That's great amazing. Question.
Yeah. I think the value proposition is big. You know, like a lot of people like go bypass it, but you know, it's something that you have to have as a staple in your business. Like, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Yeah. You know, like what's your goal and how do you fit that into your, you know, everyday life? Yeah. Business?
I think being young too, like we're both young, you know, but we're still showing up, working. We're not out in the clubs right now like, you know, some people are. We're trying to figure out what other ways can we help ourselves be the person that we see in our heads, you know? And my why, I feel like it's been growing and changing, transitioning as I get older. Before, my why was freedom, but now it's like, what do you mean by that? You know, it's like, it's very generic. And I think recently it came a little clearer because my father called me. Mind you, me and my dad, I love my dad. He's going to watch this and say, what? She loves me? Yeah. But we don't have that like daughter, father, like bond, you know, like I don't really talk to my dad, but I know if I need him, he will show up, you know, and he called me out of the blue when I was here at work, actually. He's like, Mija, did mom ever talk to the lender about refinancing? He's like, we're trying to get some equity out of our house to buy our first flip. Yeah. And I was like, oh, music to my ears, right? I was like, wow, look at you growing up. Yeah, right. You know? And then he's like, he starts laughing, haha, you're funny. He's like, I'm just getting tired of lifting all this granite, you know? That's it's funny. Like, I want to be able to hire more employees so I could run the business and make sure the projects are done properly. Yeah. But because I still need the business to fund the projects, right? To buy more land, to buy more properties. For sure. So that was kind of like, wow, that really hit me because now I'm seeing more of my why. You know, it's like helping my parents see that they're meant for more. You know, they're not supposed to work hard labor their entire lives. You know, they have the skills, they have the knowledge. They built business from nothing. They bought 10 acres of land. It's like, see the bigger picture. Yeah. You could have bought 10 properties with what you bought the 10 acres for, you know? 100%. But those 10 acres are now their headquarters for something bigger, you know? So that's kind of like a little snippet of what's been boiling in my brain.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's important, right? As you get older, you start to figure out different things as to what your why is. And you start to incorporate that into your daily life and routine and your business. And I feel like, I don't know, you start to mature more, right? Yeah. Your why becomes a little bit different. Yeah. Like my why when I was like 18 was like a Lambo and like, you know.
I still want it.
But I want that, but that's not the first part, you know? Yeah. Like that's going to come with everything else that I want. Yeah, like my why has changed. It's matured. And like that allows me to be a better person in my business for my clients. Exactly. Right? I'm not greedy. Like, you know, I'm here to help.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm big on Instagram, right? I'm always on social media, but it's, there was this saying, it was like, how do you know when you're working with someone you can trust? And they said how they look at family, how they look at their spouse. If they can't show up for family or their spouse, they're not going to show up for your clients, you know? So Just a random thought.
Yeah, no,
But
for sure. No, I think that's important. Like, I think having a strong family, right, and caring for them, and having a spouse and like showing up for them the right way
yeah.
is important. Um, this is kind of like sidetrack from like real estate, but I've gotten closer with like my faith and God recently, and one big thing in there is taking care of your wife and making sure like that's your priority. Because if
Yeah.
you're not taking care of your wife, everything else is gonna fall apart.
I love
And
that you
like,
said that.
you know, yeah, and I heard that in like in a message in a church like 2 weeks ago.
New
I was,
Life?
yeah,
Dude.
yeah,
I
New
need to
Life,
go. You know,
yeah,
oh my God. Okay, keep going.
yeah. So I was like, man, that hit like hard because I'm about to propose tomorrow. So like it
Ah!
was just like all hitting, you know. And I was like, man, like I always want to put her first, but like it was like God was talking to me. It's like, okay,
Oh,
it's time to solidify that. Like she's about to be your wife soon, one day.
I
You're about
love
to
that.
propose. Like you want your prayers answered, you take care of her, you know, because
That's
she's
beautiful.
she's a
Beautifully
daughter of
said.
God. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really deep, but
No, I love that. That's
that's
one thing I
true.
love about you. Like, I pick the people I work with very intentionally.
Yeah,
I put God in everything I do. I pray when I feel lost. I talk in my head like, God, what the heck am I doing? And I find answers.
Yeah.
Somehow they just show up. But that's awesome that you said that. You go to New Life. I've been seeing New Life pop up on YouTube, and I'm not searching it up.
yeah,
So it's a little weird. I think it's a sign for me to go to church.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, who the heck is searching New Life? No one has access to my YouTube.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
yeah.
weird, right?
I do watch the church service because New Life is like an hour and 5 minutes, like a minute. It's pretty far.
But an hour drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought an hour like the mass. I was like, it's an
No,
hour.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
an hour and a half. Like
Yeah.
that's not bad. I don't mind
Yeah.
sitting there.
Okay.
Like, you know. But like it's like a really far drive.
Yeah.
So like I'll catch like the first service and I'll watch it like online.
Yeah, they have it on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like you know have the Bible and stuff and listen. And it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
ever since I got closer with God, just things have been pretty good.
That's awesome. You
Yeah.
know, I've been seeing a lot of celebrities too start to talk about God more
Yeah,
publicly on stage during concerts. It's like you need it nowadays. You know, with everything going on, it's like who are you gonna turn to, right?
yeah,
God. You know,
Yeah.
he's out there for everyone. He's always there for us. Even though we can't see him, we can feel him, right?
yeah. You know, have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
Jordan, it sounds very familiar. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, he's
No.
like a big time psychologist. Wrote a couple books.
I feel like I have.
Yeah.
I'll have to see a picture.
So I went to go see him, and like he was talking about one of his books,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't pinpoint the name of the book. It had to do something with like God, and
Okay.
he was talking about aligning your life and like how people stay stuck. And so to bring it all together, he was talking about people don't have this end goal, right? They're just going about life and kind of all scattered.
Yeah.
And he was like, you need to figure out directly what you want, make a path towards it, and align it with God's purposes. And he was talking about when people start to follow this line, a
Mhm.
lot of great things happen to them.
Yeah.
But when there's no clear goal and there's no clear alignment with God, like you start to get scattered and you're going here and here and here and there, and like you end up in the same spot. He was like, if you can't align yourself, like what are you doing? You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like thought that would.
No, that's all.
coincide
I'm glad
today.
you said that because the key word for me was alignment.
Yeah,
Align.
alignment,
And
yeah.
they say that a lot in New Life. It's like if you're not aligned with yourself, like you said, everything's gonna be all over the place. It's like
Yeah.
you need to sit down in the quiet. For me, I'm a big writer.
Yeah.
What do you want out of this day? What are you grateful for? What do I manifest? Who am I today? Your affirmations. And I do that every morning now. I got back into it.
It's great.
I bought my journal. I used to be big on it like 2-3 years ago. Finally found my rhythm again. So every morning, three things I'm grateful for, 3 things I manifest for the day, and 10 affirmations. And it changes my mindset for the rest of the day.
Yeah. You know, you wake up grateful, you write those things down,
Mm-hmm.
you manifest, and like you move your day about that. Like, you know, you align your day around that.
Yeah.
I would say being young and ambitious it's tough, but it's fun, right? Because when you're young and ambitious, you know, you don't have kids, right? And you want everything in the world. And when you're young, you don't realize right away that you can't have everything in the world. So there's this huge battle, right? But the best part about it is knowing that you can go after whatever you want. And I think I do that on an everyday basis. I wake up knowing that I have the whole world in front of me. You know, I'm young. There's so many years in front of me that every single day I can create so many different opportunities. It's tough because we want everything, and as we get older and mature, we have to understand we're not going to have it right away. But just knowing that if you're putting the work on an everyday basis, it'll come.
I think for me, when I'm talking to clients, it's like I always hear that saying, you have to fake it to make it. And being in a client facing industry, really, it's like you just have to play the part, you know? And for me, it was like if I believe in myself that I can push through a consultation, push through a showing, I got it. If you keep telling yourself mentally, or at least for me, if I tell myself I'm nervous, I'm not going to do it, what if I say something stupid? That's going to show in how I speak. So it really boils down to how I speak to myself mentally, and that is executed in my work. That's why when people talk to me, that confidence is naturally there because they can tell that this person knows what they're talking about, right? And then the humility aspect, all my life I've been a very humble person. I've had a very chaotic upbringing with childhood, different family dynamics. It was very much for me. It's like I care about people in general. I'm very empathetic in nature. So for me, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's like I know even being in that room with me for them is very intimidating, right? I can meet you there. I know how that feels. I used to be that person. So naturally, to answer the question, how I handle confidence and humility is that they go together. You can't have confidence without humility. You can't have humility without being confident that you are that person. You are that type of being, you know? So that's how I go about my business and how I walk in confidence, speak to myself in confidence. Because as soon as you tell yourself you are not something, you are less than something, you will walk that energy and your aura. So that's not who I want to be. I determine who I want to be, and I am a very confident person and know I'm able to do whatever I want to do, what I envision, what I have set for myself. That's why I'm sitting here today, right? Speaking in front of a camera, trying to make other people learn that, right? Anyone can do it. It's just a matter of the fact if you want to do it, you know? So, yeah. Okay, guys. Final question. Justin, do you think Carissa's gonna say yes?